been in the kitchen, whipping up the grits, and I've been really cooking true. Cutting off the dead ends, warming up my blessings, cooking up the perfect soup. Cause God's been really speaking, and I've been really seeing how you're manifesting proof. I've been cooking up some blessings for me, cooking up some blessings for me.
Hi everyone, welcome to In the Kitchen with Halifax Public Libraries. I'm Nicole Johnson, one of the community specialists for the Preston Township. And today we're in the kitchen doing some nice African-inspired recipes, home food, home-cooked food, some traditional foods, some real easy recipes. And today our special guest cook is Dawna Gough.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
You have a few recipes that we're going to cook today.
Yes.
And they are, what are we doing today?
Cornbread. We're going to do cornbread first, and then we're going to do fish cakes.
Fish cakes. I love both of those recipes. So what do we do first?
Okay, first we're going to put a cup of margarine, and if you want more flavor, butter would bring out more flavor in your cornbread.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take my mixer, whip up the margarine. And when that's all mixed, we will add the sugar, which is a cup of sugar.
Okay, wonderful.
And when that's well mixed, we will add our eggs. Maybe my assistant would do the eggs.
Crack the eggs? Sure
Crack
thing.
the eggs for me.
Sure.
Oh, and one thing I forgot to do was let it soak for a minute.
How much cornbread is that? Or cornmeal,
There's,
excuse me?
2 cups.
2 cups. So when you say
Where's a
let it
cup?
soak, you're soaking it in milk?
You soak it in milk.
Oh.
And cornbread will soak up a lot of the liquid. I'm going to add a little extra, and I may be adding extra at the end when I get it in. And a ½ teaspoon of salt also helps to add to bring the flavor out of your cornbread. And 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And you can add that to your flour. Usually I add all the dry ingredients together. Then we're going to mix this up again.
So what about cornbread do you like?
I like it because you can change cornbread. You can add whatever you want. I've been testing this here one that I've been doing is I take brown sugar, cinnamon, and mix it together, and then swirl. After I put my cornbread in my pan, I take and swirl the brown sugar and cinnamon in between.
Oh.
And that makes it like a sort of like a marble kind of effect to it.
Yeah. Good.
And also you can do, if you like spicy, you can do a spicy cornbread. You can take jalapenos.
I've done cranberries.
Cranberries? Okay, cranberries. And you can add cheese to that if you want to, like, cheese. 2 cups of flour to my mixture here. And I should tell you that you put a little portion at a time to make it so that it doesn't get lumpy on you.
Yeah. What kind of texture are you looking for?
You're looking for a smooth texture, even though cornbread is not really smooth. It's like a grainy.
Yes.
So you want the batter to be smooth, sort of like a pancake mix, right?
Okay. Because that'll give it a nice crumble.
Yes.
Right, or a crumb.
Especially on top when it browns,
Right.
it's nice and crunchy,
Right.
which I like the crunch.
Yeah.
And it should be nice and moist on the inside.
That looks good.
And I'm just going to add a little bit more milk to it, maybe a 1/4 cup, because like I said before, cornmeal really sucks
A lot
the
of
liquid.
Yeah. So now, is this something that your mom cooked? Who would have cooked cornbread when you were growing up?
My mother,
Yeah.
she used to, oh my gosh, my mother used to make cornbread, bread,
Banana bread.
biscuits, banana bread.
Yeah.
We didn't really eat a lot of, I guess, processed breads that were made in the store.
Right.
So
We had to make our own.
we made our own. That's why they always say, make sure you have flour in your house.
Right.
All these here recipes, like, you know, you should pass them down to your children, male or female, don't matter, because a lot of the, I find a lot of the males, they don't think they need a cook, but they do. Like I told my son.
Now what's next?
So-
you greased your pan.
I grease my pan. You can use Pam, or like my mother used to do. My mother used to just tear off a piece of wax paper, stick it in. She didn't use margarine. She used a lard. And they used lard then, and she would just stick it in there and then
Grease it down.
grease it down like that. Take some flour, move it around like this here, and then the excess, just
Tap it off.
tap it off. So now we're going to put this in here. Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Like,
I do it. Now, we start at one end and just work our way down
Yep.
to balance it. Try not to get the sides. I love being in the kitchen, more so watching and waiting for the food to be done.
I like having a kitchen like this.
This is a good kitchen. So our oven is up to what temperature?
350 for half an hour,
Does it matter?
45 minutes.
Does it matter?
Usually, top.
Top? Okay.
Yeah.
While we are waiting for the cornbread to cook, we're going to step and prepare for our recipe number 2. So we're going to reset, clean as we go, make sure that everything is ready. And I cleaned up. I feel I have cornbread all over me. We will prepare to do that. Is that good? Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to In the Kitchen with the Halifax Public Libraries. I'm Nicole Johnson, one of the community specialists here serving Preston Township communities. And today we're in the kitchen making all of these great African Nova Scotian inspired recipes. And again, we have Dawna Gough, who is here to help us cook a fish cake recipe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is one of the recipes that you cook at home or you're growing
home,
up.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And who inspired that for you?
My mother again. We
Well-
had fish cakes. Like we ate a lot of fish.
Yes.
Other than like meat would be basically for, you know, holidays and stuff like that. Like we ate a lot of big portion meals. Like she would do a hamburger with tomato sauce or
Stuff that can go a long ways.
yeah,
Yes.
because there was 7 kids and 2 adults that had to be fed. So yeah.
So I'm ready to get started because these are home cooked meals. These are things that are good for our soul. So I'm going to peel potatoes because this is the instructions you've given me. I'm here to help. I'm your sous chef today. So I'm going to peel, and then you said to cut them in 4s. Is that correct?
We are going to sprinkle salt. That'll give the potatoes a nice flavor also.
And it also kind of helps the water to boil a little faster too.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, yes. That's how I've
You know,
learned.
say never watch a pot boil.
Right? What kind of fish are we using today?
We're going to use haddock. Usually it's salt cod that you use. I'm going to add just a little bit more salt to the fish once I get started. We're going to start putting the potatoes in
the
the
pot?
boiling water.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll cook pretty fast.
And just want to remind everybody who's watching and following along the video, the recipe's included in the cookbook. So please make sure that you follow along. And I'm going to do small slices, so I'm just going to go in here, do that. Slice down, just be very careful. And boys and girls, if you're in here doing this, make sure that mommy and daddy will also do this for you so you don't, until you get used to doing this. But safety first, folks.
When I do onions, I usually grate mine because I don't want to fine them.
Right.
Right? So, like potato salad, did you find an onion in yours?
No, but I like onions, so it doesn't matter. But, so it should be a healthy balance of onions, potatoes, and fish. Am I correct in saying that?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're going to put a little margarine or butter, whichever you prefer,
Okay.
in your pan. Yeah, that should do it.
But we just want to make sure the bottom is coated,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
And since they're diced,
Right.
they're smaller, so
Okay.
yeah.
And we're just cooking these until they're translucent? Okay. Oh, I love the smell of onions. Like I'm ready to eat now.
I usually take a little bit of flour.
Yes.
I had the fish, since it was fresh fish, I had it soaking in the fridge with a little bit of salt and water.
Yes.
So I'm going to strain this
You're
now.
gonna strain it. So while Dawna's straining the fish, I'm just gonna keep an eye on these onions. They're almost ready to her liking. And yeah, so when there's multiple things happening in the kitchen, you gotta keep your eye on your food. You don't want burned anything. So for those of you who haven't seen this tool before, it's a ricer. So you put the potato in, and then you squeeze it down, and it comes out. So it's really fine. So it'll be good for this particular dish, but if you're not used to these, then that's fine. But they're definitely a dream tool to use. But I just wanted to show people that.
And a ricer is also good for, say you're making potato soup. You don't want, clumps, so that'll make it nice and fine.
So why did you choose these two recipes?
Well,
Are they one of your favorites, or?
it's not one of my favorites. I've been cooking cornbread for the last, I guess, month, and I've been cooking it and taking it to my work and giving a guy a half of it. And he was like, loved it so much that I kept on just making cornbread. And then when you asked me about coming on and doing recipes, I thought, oh, fish cakes would go good with cornbread. So
Yes.
yeah. So I've been making things at home because I don't like to have a lot of stuff like baked goods around.
Right.
So I've been taking it to work. Okay, our potatoes are ready, and the way you can tell, you want to poke?
Yeah.
Poke.
Okay, yeah.
They're all
soft to the touch,
soft.
yeah.
So now I'm going to strain them.
Be careful. It's hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. And you'll have 2 oven mitts, hopefully, in your home.
Yes, they will.
Hey, we're gonna strain them.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby.
Okay. You can add your butter, which
Okay.
is a cup and about a third.
A cup and a third. So am I adding them now?
Yep.
Is that too much?
Keep going.
More?
Mm-hmm. And just to bind your fish cakes, you can put 1 egg, and you want to mash that up as fast as you can because you don't want it to cook.
Right. Good one. You're pretty fast at this.
We're going to put our fish.
Directly in there?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm going to have to change my...
Really? So you wouldn't have broke it down at all?
No, because you know what you're going to do? You're going to let this steam for a bit.
Okay.
Now that the fish is done,
Oh, it smells so good.
I'm going to take and mash the fish into the potatoes.
So this is a step where you formulate your side? Okay, your
You
shape.
form them, make them look like a hockey puck, drench them in flour, and it's still still soft because they're still warm.
Right, okay.
So you want to put, as I make them, you want to put them in the pan.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what your fish cakes will look like after you're done. So now I'm going to just have a side of beans to go with your fish cakes.
Mm-hmm. It smells so good in here. It smells so good. So these are tomato-based beans?
They're tomato-based. You can get the molasses ones, or
I like the molasses.
even better, make your own with, like I said, like the molasses, just molasses, or you can combine the tomato soup and the molasses.
Yes.
Which makes it, you know, more richer and
Hearty.
tastier.
Yes, yes.
So yeah.
It looks good, Dawna. Thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you being here and showing us your expertise and giving us some knowledge
Thank
and
you.
also some history behind, you know, your upbringing with this particular dish. So thank you very much. I hope you will come again.
I will. I will. I was a little nervous about today, but
No,
yeah.
you did excellent in the kitchen. So for you out there, follow your recipe. Thank you. Join us next week because we have a lot more nice hearty meals coming up.
I've been in the kitchen, whipping up the grits, and I've been really cooking true. Cutting off the dead ends, warming up my blessings, cooking up the perfect soup. Cause God can really speaking, and I'm really seeing how you're manifesting proof. I've been cooking up some blessings for me, cooking up some blessings for me.